they will, if there's a little bit of trouble in the nearby woods,
It's a toll.
uh,
It's not a
if we go
shipment.
and clean it up, they will get soul stones. Their cleric will attune soul stones to us. And then what we're thinking is we want to see if we can get uh, someone from the guild to come down to negotiate for the sale of the rest of the stones. But we may not want to do that because they might try and take advantage of us.
But the so this is clearly a guild outpost. It's the first guild outpost of any strength that we've come across. Oh shoot! Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And we, more accurately, I have spilled our guts to what seems like a very honest commander about everything, the entire history from where we first met at the tourney and stump to acquiring the 22 unattuned soul stones and the 7 attuned soul stones. And he's looks like he's kind of a maybe either a lieutenant or a captain kind of rank of a company size or maybe a platoon size. And the Adventurers Guild it's more like a militia than a military. The chain of command is somewhat loose. It sounds like there's factions within it. We have been given leave, so we have let Captain Dennis and the riverboat go north without us. We have the Soulstones with us. He's given us one of the towers of this keep. If you check the Discord channel, you'll see a picture of the keep on which it is modeled. So we have one of those towers essentially for our use. They have a cleric on site who's willing to attune 5 of the soul stones to us. He has to do so at a shrine, and the shrine has gone hinky, I think was the exact word, and nobody's been to it in a while because it appears to be haunted either by actual things that haunt shrines or monsters or odd goings on. The other relevant thing you need to know, you with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Chanmer, the cleric. There is a guy that we've asked if he'd like to come with us, and I'm using the term guy loosely. So let me zoom in so I can recap who these guys are. Captain Thom is the captain of the garrison, and he's got a couple lieutenants that look like they could probably kick our ass. The individual in question's name is Stillness. Imagine Colossus from the X-Men in metal form, only more finely detailed. He's essentially a sentient metal statue who not only is mute, he seems to not understand or be communicable with hardly at all except for in response to yeses and nos. And Harold has had some success in getting through to him with silent speech. He originated from the very bottom level of the shrine we're going to and is apparently part of Thom's staff. He also created, apparently without awareness, a very beautiful golden metal web in one of the towers with semi-precious stones all throughout it. And one of the stones in that web burnt out, apparently, we deduce, on the same day that we took the 22 unattuned soul stones from the dragon cave. So that it certainly seems to have something to do with each other. It may be a map, but he is remarkably unable to communicate about how he created it, why he created it, what's it mean, etc., etc. But he probably knows his way around the shrine since that's where he came from. And where we left the conversation last time, Thom and the party have kind of left it up to him as to whether he wants to come along with us. when we take Chanmer to the shrine on the morrow, and I believe we're now waking up on that morrow. Have I missed anything?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much correct.
Is Harold on?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Is Harold, aka Adam, is that Crombus in Discord?
Yep.
Okay. Very good. So we wake up the next
Honey,
morning.
I can
we
hear you
come-
talking, but you're not coming through Discord. He's probably got to reset his mic settings again.
Where we left the conversation with Prandwis is he's decided to stay with us. We've sent word north with Captain Dennis to Yesman, the mercenary commander who was expecting soulstones from Prandwis as part of a commission. And so we expect some combination of Yesman and senior guild members and other people to descend on us to basically to register or sell the stones or dispose of the stones or resolve it. But the speed of which is unknown. Senior guild members are probably going to teleport in to this garrison. Yesman is not going to get word apparently for like 2 weeks before the boat gets to whatever town she's in. So is Prandwis coming along with us to the shrine?
No.
Okay.
He is not interested in that.
I'm not sure we want to leave him all alone with the stones behind us. Do we have keys? Well, I don't know what to do with the stones during this outing.
Well, the first thing we could just talk to the captain and say, look, do you have a secure place we can lock these up?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Who is Carlos?
Carlos is one of Adam's friends. He's talking on the phone with him.
Okay. Very good.
So long as we have some place to lock them up, and I mean, we have no reason not to trust the captain.
He's been completely straight with us so far.
Yeah, so my thoughts are we get this locked up.
Little Frisco.
And you know, we make it clear that even though some of these stones are technically Prandwis's, this is payment for some other stuff, so he doesn't get access to them until we're back.
Correct. Tom's general attitude towards us is about what you'd expect if somebody showed up on your doorstep with $50 billion in raw diamonds. I don't know, maybe 50 million, but yeah, he's the local commander of the Adventurers Guild, and this is a lot more headache than he bargained for. He related a story last time about how there was massive ceremony and a big to-do made, including by all the high mucky-mucks in the guild, the last time somebody found one raw unattuned soulstone. So a cave of 22 and 5 fifth level adventurers wandering the countryside with a chest full of 22 is gonna be big news.
Right.
But I think it's best to just wait here, if you will, and have that news hit us here, rather than be on a riverboat or pretend that we're going to be able to protect these Soulstones long term from senior factions within the guild. They're going to find out about them eventually. In fact, we didn't have a choice to tell them about the stones, because one thing that this garrison does is inspect every boat going up and down the river for contraband and goods, and then take a toll. So they were going to find a locked chest was not going to get past these guys. So I'm not sure how happy he is with it, but we've temporarily made this garrison our headquarters to see what happens when the
And
in the guild get wind of what we're doing and what we have.
and realistically, I would like it to keep it that way, because this garrison is fortified by a known entity, and I'm sure people will, the average bandit will not think twice, or will think twice before trying to attack the garrison or trying to attack us on the road.
Yeah. I'd like to stay here as long as he'll let us, or at least until we've gotten rid of all the Soulstones. My desired end state is staying here until we have 5 attuned Soulstones, 1 to each of us, and no more. The other 17 are gone. The 7 that are already attuned are disposed of, and then we can go wandering the countryside with just our 5 Soulstones and not feel like we're carrying bearer bonds with us or something.
Right.
Okay.
So
We wake up the next morning?
yeah, you get up the next morning, you have some breakfast. They feed you out of their stores. They're pretty generous that way. They actually have some pretty nice foodstuffs and storage here. Apparently, Thom does not like to stint. And Chanmer shows up to join up with you guys and decide how you're going to proceed.
How do we, in general, in your game, how do we assess what level people are relative to us?
Tactics skill.
Tactics skill? Because I would like to know what level Thom and his lieutenants are relative to us, and the same thing with Chanmer.
Yeah, anyone can roll tactics if they want to.
My tactics is Bupkis, but I'll go ahead and roll. That's going to be much better than anything I could roll.
You estimate that Thom and his crew are roughly level 8.
Okay. What about Chanmer? Same deal?
The same, yep. Yeah. Thom, Chanmer, Stillness, Deocha, and Overem are all kind of an adventuring group, and they're all about level 8.
Huh. What classes can we tell?
Thom is a bard. Chanmer is a cleric of the Daughter of Brine. Deocha is a druid. Overem is a rogue, and Stillness is unknown.
Okay.
Stillness doesn't really register properly as whatever the heck they are.
Does Chanmer know the way to the shrine?
Yes, he does. Well, sort of. He knows how to get to the caverns that contain the shrine, but he's not super familiar with the interior of the caverns.
Okay. I would say let Chanmer lead. I'll go ahead and do the Eagle Scout thing.
Well, one of the things that I'd like to do before we go, because
Okay.
there's, with any adventure, there's the potential of death, and and ultimately they already have the Soulstones in their possession. So what I would like to do is have us attuned, and and then we lock up the remaining, 17 soul stones?
You are
I thought we
going
had to do.
to this
Yeah, we
dungeon
have.
because that's how you get attuned. Is you have to take the soul stones to the shrine that's in the
Oh,
dungeon.
gotcha. That's right.
Yeah, he has to do it at the shrine.
Okay.
So
we
we've
need to
each got
we
one
bring-
unattuned soul stone on our persons, and I assume we'll get attuned once we get there, assuming success in reaching the shrine and reaching the appropriate soulstone attuning room within it. Okay, setting forth. Do we need a marching order? For spelunking.
Yep.
I think we just cast Ant Hall on listens and have him turn into something that can fly and just carry me down.
Well, you can't take the canoe where you're going.
Shoot.
Not unless you want to mount wheels on it, and even then it would be difficult because you're going through some pretty heavy forest. It's going to be extremely rugged. Pretty much walking is the only way to get around easily.
Okay.
Well, we did have the egg for a walking hut.
So, I mean, if there's any, like, mundane tools that you want, if you want some ropes, some pythons, shovels, whatever you guys can think of, they've got some, so you can have at least a little bit of it. Want some lights.
So, if we need ropes and pitons, that's skills I'm going to say we probably don't have.
That would be athletics checks, usually, so.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Oh, I'm so screwed then.
Let's go rock climbing in the dark in full armor with borrowed gear. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, here is your chance to repair some of the lack. So if you want some stuff.
Are we
Yeah.
able to borrow it, or do we have to buy it?
He'll just let you borrow it. I mean, on the assumption that you're going to bring it back, or at least try.
All right. What does he suggest we need? We'll just take that.
Are you going to ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ask him then.
What? Good Lord. Why would you build a shrine that it takes ropes to get to?
They did not. The shrine that you're going to is not built. They are some sort of naturally occurring thing that just pops up out of the ground at different places.
Okay, that's what I was kind of wondering.
Yeah,
It's like
people, they are not shrines to the gods. They are called shrines because you can use them to basically refresh your abilities or resurrect somebody. But they're not built by anybody. At least not that anyone's ever been able to discover. They just show up.
okay.
Huh, okay. Along with the occasional stillness. Okay, so 200 feet of rope and 50-foot lengths, 2 shovels, 2 lanterns.
All right, so I have 50 foot of rope.
Have 2 50-foot sections of rope with the boat.
And we're going to be giving all this back when we're done.
I also have a waterproof lantern.
Well, that's good. I'll ask Shamner how long he thinks it's going to take us to walk there.
He told you that yesterday, about 6 hours.
Okay. Relatively easy. So it sounds like we're going to be doing some rappelling down a slope or a cliff and then some climbing back up. And it's going to be at least a 150-foot cliff or slope.
Yeah, and I'm not too worried about the lanterns. Because, we have lots of stuff that would naturally be around that we can, or that I can cast light on.
Do we? I thought we had Alchemist Fire. Somebody's been using it.
I have what's that called?
Potions of ignition.
Oil of ignition. Potions of ignition, yeah.
Okay,
I have 3 of them, is all that I have, though.
very good.
Well, they told us it's worm type creatures.
Worm type creatures. Okay.
Wyrm, WRYM or YR.
Okay.
Worm touched. That means that
There you go.
normal critters that have been enchanted in some way.
Baby.
Yellow baby. How big was this baby?
It
Baby
was
sized.
baby sized.
Baby elephant? Human baby? Baby bird?
Okay, let's collect the gear and set forth.
Alrighty, Chalmer leads you guys into the forest. It's pretty heavy going, but you make good progress, and about 6 hours later, you arrive at the caverns. And you may need to just scroll the map down. It's a big map, and you're all the way at the southwest corner. I hope everybody can see.
Is everybody just seeing all black, or is it just me?
Yes.
No, you literally have to scroll all the way to the bottom.
I am all the way at the bottom. Oh, I found it.
Oh,
Oh
bottom
my.
left. Scroll all the way to the bottom left.
That's what southwest means.
I think I will change into a giant bat for this. So
You can
with
do the sonar.
yeah, so it would have been 2 spell points for the eagle, 2 points for or 1 for lightning reaction. I should be at 81.
Can we do the same as before? Get a rock, have Lucha cast light on it. We throw it forward.
You guys are probably going to want to have light sources on you. Who's gonna carry a light?
I'll just put light on my shield.
Okay, give me a second here.
I have a flaming sword. I don't know how much light that gives me.
Hey, Jenny, thanks for that. That one's out of alphabetical order from everything else, so I couldn't find it.
What's the range of a torch?
30 feet.
Hey Jenny,
So-
the D20 Pathfinder has regular old normal bats and dire bats and nothing in between. Where a dire bat is actually a large animal. Are those my choices, or is there such a thing as a giant?
As far as I'm concerned, you can basically pick what size you want the animal to be.
Okay, so human-sized bat.
I already set your light on, Crash. You don't have to do an aura. it'll, as you move, basically click on your little token, and then you can move it using the arrow keys, and it'll show your vision as you move around. So get rid of that big aura. You don't need it.
Oh, that's spiffy.
And Jenny, question here. Like I said, I picked up a handful of stones or rocks or whatever just off the ground and cast light on them. Do I have to cast it on every one?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like 20 more feet and we find the fallopian tubes. Good thing
All
we
right.
have lights.
Do we want me to start searching for traps just in case?
There is, as you get up there, you can see that there's a bit of a drop off. It's down from where you are.
Oh,
It's
okay.
about 15 feet. It's not a serious drop, but that leads out into the caverns, basically. This is going to be interesting.
So, with blind sense, my range is 40 feet on the blind sense.
Okay. But up ahead, there, you see that the basically path splits to the east and the west. There's nothing. It's kind of the walls of this cave they're a mixture of like rotting tree stumps and earth. They're not really stone.
Well, Chomner should tell us which way we're going. Shouldn't
he
he?
doesn't really know. He hasn't been down here himself.
What? How big are these squares?
5 feet.
10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40. Okay.
Ellendale, you know it's always the lucha left.
That's why I went that way.
As you get up to, okay, everybody stop. As you get up to about there, you start to hear what sounds like some snuffling noises coming up from up ahead onto your right.
Probably a snuffleupagus.
And an odd little badgery creature with a whole bunch of legs that's bright yellow comes around the corner and looks at you guys and wags his tail and comes right up to Listens and tries to jump on you.
I'm a bat. I guess I'm crawling.
There's not really a lot of room to fly in here. The ceilings aren't very high. They're about 10 foot.
Okay. Does it look hostile?
Roll perception.
Perception. Am I using sight or blind sense?
Sight.
Okay. So that'll be plus 25? Really? .27 perception.
It does not seem hostile. You're not entirely sure what this is. It doesn't look like a natural animal.
Okay.
It is small sized, but it definitely has oversized teeth and claws. Yeah, you want to roll like a survival check to see if you can identify it?
Yeah, I would. Survival is going to be. Are we in a natural setting?
Yes.
Okay, so plus 16. $21 survival.
You are not sure what it is.
Okay. I will tell everybody. There is something decidedly unnatural up here. It's got lots of teeth. I'm not sure what it is. Do I have room to fly? I don't, do I?
No, not really. Like I said, the ceilings are pretty low.
Okay.
And what kind of check did you say that would be?
Survival.
If you were a small bat, you could fly around.
Is that true, Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay. Small bat it is then. 2 spell points. But so I'm gonna hang out on the ceiling, waiting for it to approach. I am now a small bat.
Do I recognize like the shape or anything? Possibly, being much larger in lore books or anything like that.
You can roll Arcanum. No, sadly, you don't recall hearing of this creature from anywhere in particular.
There's nothing in our packs except for gear, right?
Well,
Oh,
like
and
rations and stuff.
attuned soulstones. Yeah, we probably do have rations in our packs.
I would not have rations. So is it interested in my pack at all?
Not particularly.
All right, so it could be the food.
Probably the food, yeah. Okay, I'm going to fly beyond it. Any problem with that? And just blind sense the rest of the area. I'll do a quick patrol. Here. Oops, not there.
As you get up there, you see that there are some mushrooms and stuff growing to the east of you in that room where the little creature came from, and
Okay.
there are a ton of bones everywhere.
Can I do a survival check on the mushrooms to see what I think they are?
Go ahead.
I think you're bearing in the lead there, dude. Ton of bones.
Yeah.
You identify them. They're just regular wood eating mushrooms and fungi. They're a bit larger than usual, but there's plenty of food for them down here. So it's nothing particularly interesting or dangerous.
Do
And
they
what-
sparkle so that they're a collectible?
No.
They don't have a spinning gold exclamation point over them. What are the bones from? Humanoid animals?
All kinds of different critters. There's some small animals. There's actually what looks to be a horse, which if this little critter killed it, that would be impressive because it's quite small. It's not, it's about the size of a dog. It's the size of Harold, pretty much.
It's the puppy.
We've all seen Galaxy Quest, and we know what can happen with small critters.
Yes.
Okay, are we moving up a little more, or
I moved past it just because I wanted to see whether there were more of these things. It apparently is just going to frolic about and not otherwise molest us.
or he's waiting for us? I don't know. Okay, I'm just wondering whether I can get up close enough to see the mushrooms, and between, my knowledge of magical plants and that kind of stuff, as well as being a farmer in a previous life, whether I'd have a better idea of what they are.
Huh. So I don't know what it is. Does it look to be a juvenile or an adult of whatever species it is? Or
It looks like an adult.
Okay. You could just see somebody's ginormous mama coming back in the middle of everything. Okay. I don't think we know the shrine's not in that room. I don't think I have a need to go in that room with all the bones. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm curious about the mushrooms, because if there's something that could be used for making potions, etc., we'd definitely be interested.
Okay, but
we
like
can get those. We can get
a
those on the way
lot
out.
of bones.
So that's what I'm saying. I move up to here. Can I identify any of the mushrooms?
Listens has already identified them as being just common wood lichens and growths, and
Regular old toadstools.
Okay.
some of them are edible, but they taste like dirty dishwater.
I've never tried to taste dirty dishwasher, so I'm a little bit concerned about your eating habits there, Jenny.
Okay, I'm going to continue. Does somebody want to explore that room? Because otherwise I'm going to continue the left wall. We're actually here not to map the entire dungeon, but to find the shrine.
Right.
Right. And once we've got our stones attuned, then we can start,
Taking
doing
more risks.
non-essential stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will, in general, either be flying or crawling on the ceiling or hanging out on the ceiling. Why? I'm not
This
actually
room,
seeing.
as you get closer up into it, you see that it is full of trees growing in a dim light that is filtering down from above, and they are covered in masses of iridescent butterflies of every color of the rainbow. They're all very small butterflies, like the size of a silver dollar, but they're all brilliant iridescent colors, deep indigo blue, brilliant gold, that sort of thing. And some of them are flying around rather lazily.
Do they look natural or unnatural?
They are not obviously magical, but they don't really look natural. Go ahead and roll survival.
Okay. I have never seen poisonous rainbow butterflies before, but there's a first time for everything.
Beware of the fly, the butterfly. Interesting.
Huh. I wonder if that might explain the little romping creature previously also.
Yeah.
Are Fae inherently magical?
They are I wouldn't say they're inherently magical. They are planar attuned in the same way that like demons are attuned to the negative material plane. They're they have more, I guess you would say, like life force than normal people do. So they're a little bit extra alive, and they can use that in various ways to fuel powers.
Were the mushrooms in the previous room in like a circle or a ring?
Nope. They're just kind of all over. Basically, what you see on the map is what the dungeon looks like.
So there
Fair
are
enough.
places that are perfectly circular.
The circles are like the shadow under the tree limbs, basically. That's the
Okay.
little trunk is where the tree is.
Well, no,
Wonderful.
I mean
As you
right
get
right
up,
above listens, there's a circle.
as you get up there, you hear a loud call from the north of you.
Yeah, this ring right here.
You got some reverb going on there, boy.
So we heard a large caw, like a bird.
Call. A voice called.
Call.
And a little greenish man appears. Give me just a second here, and I will.
Huh.
And that's what you see, pretty much. The only thing on that picture that's inaccurate is that I couldn't change the nose. So he has actually a really long, spindly nose that sticks out from his face like a giant carrot.
And whereabouts is this individual?
He's right out there in the middle of the room.
Oh, it looks a little dark there. I see him now.
Get out of my garden!
Okay, I'm going to go off to the left to try and avoid his garden.
This whole room is his garden.
Oh, is there any exit other than the one we came in?
Well, if you go back toward the entrance, there's another basically path that leads off toward the east.
Okay. I'm going to explore. I guess I'll go do a once around the cave as a bat and then fly out the east. How do I light up what I'm going over?
You need to have a light source.
But I've got blind sense.
Okay, hang on just a second here.
So granted, it's all grayscale, but I should be able to quote unquote see. There we go. Thank you. And I will fly around, and I don't see the exit yet. I see an exit. Okay.
As you get up to there, you start to hear rushing water.
So rushing water up that way. And he wants us out of his garden, so I'm gonna cling to the roof of the cave about here and wait for everybody else to make their way through. So on the map, I've lost visibility of the rest of the party. Is that true in real life? Or sorry, not real life.
Yes. They are still
Okay.
back looking at the guy.
Let me come back a ways then.
Okay, let me put this in plain terms. If you don't stop screwing around, he's gonna attack you and you won't like it. This isn't. He's not joking about get the fuck out of my garden.
Okay.
What are you trying to do, Lucha?
Oh,
Just make friends?
yeah.
Okay.
How can we help with the little bastards up north?
Okay, so we heard that there's something up here.
Yeah, I'm at the exit from his garden, I think. Let me double check. I'm gonna fly around and make sure that I'm at the exit.
Basically, he's extremely suspicious, and you're gonna need to make an authority check.
There's okay, so yeah, the actual exit to the east is up here.
Authority.
Let's just barge into someone's house
Your
and go
goodwill
stomping
and
around all over
sparkling
the place.
personality,
What
obviously.
could possibly happen?
Oh, how do I speak again? Do I just type it in?
Yeah, and I mean I use quotes usually, but other than that,
To put yourself in bold italics is /em for emote. We've been using that kind of randomly.
also, does anybody want to roll like survival to try to identify what this guy is?
I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah,
Rolling
you can.
survival.
Would I be rolling survival or arcanum?
Actually, no, I'm wrong. Arcanum.
I call out to the group. He looks like a 28 to me.
He looks like a 41 to me. And that's on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll have you know.
All right, Lucha's in love.
Nice. Well, and we have no reason to fight with him as long as we can kind of expedite through his garden.
Or if you piss him off enough that he attacks you.
Right. That's us. Helping those unfortunate who don't neither need nor want our help.
Yes.
Little old ladies who didn't know they were going to cross the street.
All right. So which
Okay,
which way do we go?
I've
Follow
kind of
the
moved,
sound of my voice.
I've kind of moved up right in the middle of all of these, but all that I see is black.
And I'll just continue to talk so that they can hear where I am.
Am I going in the right direction at all?
You should be going generally northeast. Golwyn is, yeah. So Golwyn's just to my... Do you see me now?
Okay, but I see another path up north.
Yeah, up that path is rushing water. This seemed like the quickest way out.
There, I turned on Explorer mode so the map will stay revealed once you've seen it.
Oh, thank you. So I don't have a big investment in whether we go north or east. Does anybody care?
Well, he said there were little bastards to the north, not the little bastards to the northeast. So
Yeah.
Are we wanting to encounter the little bastards or steer clear of them?
Well, that's kind of what we said. We'd help him deal with them, so let's go find out what they are.
yeah, I don't want to mess with the good graces of a fae.
Well, I'm wondering if we could go find the shrine and get attuned and then go mess with the unknown.
Am I the only one getting a lot of reverb from Golwyn?
Yes.
Yeah, he's coming through loud and clear.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to go north. Even if it's rushing water, we don't know if it's a river that we can walk along the edge, etc. But as he said,
Okay.
the little bastards to the north.
Chanwin is with us, right? Chanmer, sorry.
Yeah, he's there.
Does he have some way of sensing the shrine?
Nope. He's just following you guys.
What about our Wand of Soulstone location? Could it tune into it somehow?
No, it only locates soulstones.
Okay.
So unless there's an abandoned soulstone at the shrine, which would be weird, nope.
Again, flying, pausing on the ceiling occasionally, following left wall. Waiting for you guys to catch up. Well, I hear rushing water. I don't see rushing water.
As you get up about there, you can see that up there is a broad, deep, and very fast river. It looks positively deadly. The current is going from the west toward the east.
From the west towards the... Okay.
Yep, that right there is basically the edge. It's a little hard to see, I know, because the color is pretty similar. But that, you are right on the edge. Whoa, you're way over the water now. Of course, you're flying, so
Okay.
it's fine.
So I'm flying over the water.
So wait, is this the edge or is this the edge?
Right there's the edge.
Okay, so yeah, I'd like to move up to here.
I'm gonna. Huh.
Well,
I
if we only had a canoe.
I know. I see. I'm gonna stop right where I am and grab onto the cave wall or ceiling.
You see what looks like a like teddy bear shaped blob of bright amber sap, just kind of sitting there on the ground. When you get up nearest it kind of bobbles around and comes to look at you. Well, you're guessing look, is it doesn't seem to have any eyes or features.
Is it in any danger of climbing the walls to get at me?
You're not sure.
I'm like 10. How high is the ceiling?
10 feet.
Okay, I'll let it approach and I'll examine it. What can I? I'll examine it with my blind sense and my vaulted perception and survival. What can I tell about this thing?
It looks like an ambulatory blob of tree sap.
Okay, I'm
Where
going
did
to.
Lucha go?
I'm like right at the edge of the water.
I'm going to fly back across the river. Yeah. And let everybody know that there is a small ambulatory blob of tree sap where this passageway continues across the river. But except for, unless you can become a bat and
Yeah,
fly.
I'm not seeing your token, Lucha.
Right there.
Oh, you were
Must
under
be right
Elendil.
underneath. Yeah.
No, trust me, Elendil is beneath me.
He was in my shadow is the thing, as always.
There is another passageway here that I'll bet we could get to without going over the river. You guys are not going to be able to get past this river.
No, those cliffs are sheer. There, you would have to basically wade, and the water gets very deep very fast. So there's really no way other than to actually go on the water to get to that passage from here.
I could carry a rope across, but I don't know that there's anything worth getting to over there. Let me scout a little bit further. And more passageway across. Okay, I'm going to recommend.
Well, hang on. How far across is this passage? This river?
Each of the squares is 5 feet.
So
Okay.
yeah, the squares are hard to see. So
Yeah, I don't see squares.
I'm going to say 20 or 30 feet.
Have to zoom in. 1, 5, 20, 20,
Oh,
Use the
yeah.
measuring stick too.
30.
They're really faded. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
It's
There
50
you
feet
go.
across.
50 feet.
Okay, well, our
So
ropes
I'm going
were
to
at
suggest we
50-foot
go back
lengths.
around. I mean, we can always rope across if we want to later, but I don't know what the advantage is right now. I'm not don't think there's anything amazingly wonderful over there. I'm going to scout down here.
Now, is this little passageway that goes to the south from what looks like an island or whatever, just a little bit to the east of us, is that still part of the river?
The river's the greenish part.
Are you guys seeing what I'm exploring now that I'm flying around and we're in explorer mode?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I am.
I'm mapping the whole. Whoops, what is that?
This room is full of a bunch of dead insects, it looks like. All sorts of stuff. Beetles, scorpions. They're all dead and they look like they've been gnawed up.
I'm going to use my favorite salutation. Hey, guys.
Hey, Abbott.
Hey, Abbott. So Chalmers with me.
Okay.
I'm going to wait for everybody else to come up as well.
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure where you are, but I'm going to assume you are.
I am as east as you can go.
So did you go down and then east?
I went down and then east. Yeah. I've basically
Gotcha.
from the river, you turn around, follow the left wall, and you'll find me. Okay, we've got Harold. Looks like everybody's found me. Anybody lost? Oh, Luch is right in there with him. I was going to wait. But
Yeah, it's just the way this map is, because you can't just plop yourself on the other side of a wall. You have to follow the path.
right,
Yeah,
correct.
you can move yourself with the arrow keys. That's probably the best way to do it.
Okay. Can I tell what killed these bugs? What they died
No.
of?
They look like they were brutally torn to bits
How recently?
very recently. Well,
Very
there are
recent.
multiple layers of them. Some really recent, some as much as a week old.
I hear your puppy playing in the background.
Yeah, Adam's squeaking at him.
Okay. I'll continue to explore. Hey guys, there appear to be halflings up here. You stop, says
Yes,
the
there are
halfling.
some. Yes, there are some halflings up here. Hang on.
So I'm guessing Elendal didn't really get up that far unless he's
Yeah.
sneaking.
Yeah. This is why I want you guys to move yourselves using the arrow keys.
Yeah, I'm just cluing into that just now,
I was moving the arrow keys to move myself.
so that we don't go winging past stuff.
Moving them.
Okay, the halfling, as you go running straight past the guard, he gets pissed off and attacks you instantly.
Did we really go running straight past him? I
You
stopped.
did. If you move
But I-
yourself on the map, I'm going to assume you actually did that, and they're just going to attack you.
Okay.
You need to quit moving around just for the hell of it and respect the map.
I'm a bat on the ceiling where we are then. Are we rolling initiative?
Well, has everyone got themselves positioned? Because they just sailed for you to stop at this point.
Okay.
Give me a
Okay.
second here. Make sure they're on the right layer. Yeah, they're in the token layer. Sorry, they're a little hard to see, but a bunch more come running up from over here. Go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
Perception. Bat form. Sight or blind sense?
Sight.
Okay.
I'm also going to do tactics.
thinking of making pancakes and possibly some bacon. Anyone else want pancakes tonight?
When? I don't know. You want to
Bug
make
guts.
yourself some pancakes? Go ahead. Probably.
The game doesn't really get good until you encounter a mob of wild, sweaty halflings. I'm gonna look at the map, but I don't think the only way is back. So if there's a shrine in here, we haven't found it yet, and we're gonna have to go through these guys or across the river if we want to reach the shrine.
And to get in the good graces of the Fae, we got to go through these guys.
Also, that star is actually a thing that is on the ground there. It looks like
Star. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I see what you're talking about. Huh. Lucha. Roll Arcanum. Well, so east, north, west, and where I see there's 5 directions. One of which is E.
And I agree. I think Arcanum check would be the most appropriate for this. Is that correct, Jenny?
you can roll it. You don't recognize whatever this is. It's some sort of thing. It might help if you cast like detect magic to guess, is it enchanted or whatever, or if it's just a weird thing that somebody carved.
Okay, I'm actually going to move up to here, keep myself behind the tanks, and yeah, I will detect magic.
Keep in mind that if you cast a spell, the halflings will see it, and they'll wonder what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They may just attack.
I'm going to let our party talker take over. Although the state of these guys, whatever test they want help with, I'm I'm dubious.
They probably want us to kill the Fae.
Yeah, that's I'm not sure that's something I'm willing to do for them, just to get past them.
Baby Frisco is eating him.
I'm being attacked.
We still don't know help with what.
Haven't said anything to them.
We're actually waiting on a dog in Ohio. Of course they do. Where's a halfling chew toy when you need one?
Well, so far it looks like I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them right here.
There goes that idea. So, unless we want to wade knee-deep in halfling blood all the way to the shrine, we need to figure out how not to.
I did hear that little doggy-shaped thing with all the legs and teeth. I did hear he likes the taste of halfling.
The subtleties seem completely lost on them.
Well, so we can't go through them without fighting them, which I'd rather not.
Seems like the easier way right now.
It does. Yeah, it probably is the easier way. I'm wondering if there might not be some non-violent. And they've decided to post guards right here. I can certainly explore across the river. Why don't I do that, in fact? Remember where the river was? So they're going to push us back anyway. Whoops, I need to do arrows, sorry. I'm going to go back and see what's across the river and whether we could just avoid this whole mess by roping across. Because honestly, I'm here for the shrine and not to resolve differences between wild-eyed halflings and recalcitrant fae. Okay, I'm all the way back at the river. Crossing. Oh, we could go. Huh. In theory, we could go around these guys because their little cave abuts on the river to the north. But if there's a lot more of them, we're just going to run into them again. Okay, Jenny, you see where I am?
Yep.
Is the sap baby still there?
Yep.
And more sap babies. Well, the sap babies aren't demanding we kill anybody. What are the purple pebbles in the corner there?
Those are spore pods of some kind.
Spore pods of some kind. Okay. Don't mind me. Regular old cave bat flying through. Nothing to see here. It looks like the cave system extends. Again, more spore pods. Is that what I'm seeing on the left there? The little purple bits. Okay,
the spore pods are just in that room.
Okay. So I'm having to pan quite a bit. So, guys, there is a way around and lots more cave to explore. If we can get across the river, we wouldn't have to deal with the halflings at all, I think. We have to deal with sap babies, and I've just been flying over them. So I don't know what that entails.
This region is starting to look kind of like a garden. With beds of various fungi and other small plants.
Does it look like the woes?
No, this looks more organized. This looks like something that you'd see a human plant.
Huh. My connection has been interrupted. Are you guys still hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. That was a message from Roll20. Okay, what I would suggest is we have the necessary equipment where I could cross the river, hammer some pitons into the other side, or find some good anchor, and then you guys could just rope across. And then there's lots more cave to explore on the other side, in which there's sap babies, but no belligerent halflings or woes. What do you think? Or we can go back and try and either slaughter innumerable halflings or try and reason with the woes. What do you think?
I'm going to, search the cave first before we have to make that call.
Yeah. We can always resolve that later. So, somebody give me the end of a rope, and in however many trips it takes, I will ferry the. Yeah, we need everybody at the river, I think. I will ferry the end of the rope across. Is there anything naturally to tie it to, or do I have to hammer pitons in?
On this side of the river, there are no real natural outcrops or anything like that you can use. You will probably have to do some hammering.
Okay. Is there sufficiently strong stone or something to hammer into?
You're gonna probably need to make a gadgets check for that, because this whole place is not stone walls. It's like loose earth and pieces of wood and so forth. So finding something sufficiently sturdy to anchor it's gonna be a problem.
Okay. Well, I know how to solve this. It's going to cost me 2 spell points, but I am now a grizzly bear, and I've got this held in my teeth. So come across, guys. I assume that's a strength check, but
What do we have it attached to
I'm a bear.
on this end?
Yeah, we need to attach to something on our end.
I'm just my gadgets.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
The
I'm going to do a
question,
gadgets check.
what
Is
are
that
the
good enough?
walls? What are the walls made out of?
Just
They
kind
have-
of
just said.
Yeah.
It's loose earth and rotting tree trunks and just piles of dross.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see roots poking out, dirt, all that kind of thing.
There was my gadgets check to attach to something on this side.
I assume the sap baby is still there and doesn't react to me turning into a bear.
No, it's just kind of sitting there. It looks more curious than anything. It's hard to say. It doesn't, like I said, it has no real features.
Okay. But it is mobile.
Yep, it moves around.
Hey, Jenny, does the float cantrip, does that have a weight limit?
Yeah, it's
I
5
mean-
pounds.
Okay.
And there's a very strong current, so even if you could float, you'd get swept downstream at a terrific rate and bounce off rocks and who knows what else.
Do I... so, in bear form, my strength is 14. And I am a large bear. Do I think that's going to be enough, or should I come up with another solution?
You're going to have to make some checks, and they're also going to have to make some checks depending on how they want to cross. Because it's basically going to be your athletics to hold this taut enough that they don't get swept downstream. And they're going to have to make acrobatics checks to get across, depending on how they want to cross the rope.
Okay, it's going to cost me... doesn't cost me any spell points to change back to human, correct?
No, it does not.
Okay, I am going to change back to human, tie a very large lariat loop in the end of this rope, loop it around my torso just underneath my shoulders, very large loop, and then turn back into a grizzly bear. So I'm not making strength checks. I'm just, 800 pounds of anchor.
Okay.
And I rolled a gadgets check to see if I can attach it to something
Yeah,
on our end.
you find you managed to get it solidly anchored on this side.
Okay, and I could actually turn into something larger. Would that help?
Yeah, that would definitely help because you'd be able to brace against the walls on either side to secure yourself.
It's bad.
The other one that's from the same date is perfectly normal.
Okay, how
straight out to the garbage can.
how much room is there between the rope and the water?
Of course, you don't do that in the fridge.
If he's basically got it tighter on himself, it's only going to be like 3 feet above the water. It's not going to be very high.
Well, it's going to be higher because I'm thinking of turning into a heffalump. Where's elephant? So I can do at 5th level. I can do 2 size categories.
Yes.
So what's larger than large?
Huge.
Huge. Okay, that's an elephant. So we've now got an elephant with a rope tied around its shoulders, barely fitting in the corridor, and I'm guessing roughly shoulder height on an elephant is higher. I don't know how much higher.
All right, so I am going to grab a hold of the rope so that my hands are towards Listen's side. I'm going to put a knee over the rope so I'm hanging under it and use my hands to pull me, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So I won't
know,
actually
I know.
even be in the water.
So yeah, I know what you're doing. So go ahead and make an I'll say either an acrobatics or athletics check, whichever one you want. All right, Elendal makes it across.
And I'll just try and be as steady as possible.
Elendal makes it across successfully.
Elendal, you've got pretty high gadgets, right?
I can try and find a place for it, yeah?
Yeah, we seem to be doing okay, but if you got...
I mean, there was no check on Listen's side, so I assume that it's,
Yeah, so I'm performing my party function as an anchor.
You're big enough that you can basically wedge yourself into the passageway immovably. It's not especially comfortable, but you can do it.
Okay.
All right, so Chalmer may have an issue.
So I'm...
Now, how fast is the river, an elephant, and how deep?
It's deep. You can't see the bottom.
Let me check something. I'm a water domain druid.
Go up to...
I'm one level short of walking on water. It doesn't actually help anybody else. I have a spell called Zone of Calm Water. Spend 1 spell point to calm the movement of water within a 30-foot radius, decreasing the difficulty of swim checks and allowing for safe movement. Does that work on rivers?
Yup. It'll create a weird eddy that surrounds you, basically.
So, and then everybody could just swim across.
Except it's 50 feet across.
If it's like an aura effect, though, you just stay close to him.
Yep.
It doesn't have a duration. And it says 30-foot radius, so apparently there'd still be swift rapids, like starting 30 feet away from me.
It doesn't...
30-foot radius. So if I turn into a bat and position myself on the ceiling midway across, we've got a zone of calm water all the way across. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then we should be able to pull ourselves, even if we don't have great swim or anything, we could still pull ourselves with the rope if it's anchored on each side.
And the duration should be like a minute per level.
Okay. Let's do that. So... turning into a bat. Another 2 spell points. Good lord. 72. And I will be on the cave. Elendal, can you handle the end of the rope, I hope?
I can certainly try.
I will be on the roof of the cave here. And I'll cast Zone of Calm Water.
So the water basically around you slows its movement dramatically so that it's not rushing around like crazy.
Okay. And then even if people fall in, they should be able to just swim across, right?
Yeah, I mean, assuming they can swim reasonably well.
Well, they've got the rope to hold on to, even if they are not great swimmers.
Yep.
Was Elendal able to anchor it on the other end?
He hasn't rolled for it.
Okay. I'm down to 71.
Would I consider using magic to slow the flow of water to be like a water obstruction?
No,
Or
because the water can still move. It's just slowed down.
It's
I-
we're
I got a
This is
28 there.
And
This
this
is
is a
granted
temporary
Jordan.
structure at best. It is not a bridge.
but this is just for your edification, goal. When we worship the same deity, this is an ability granted by that deity.
is it?
um,
Yeah, in the method, do I get?
druids and paladins and clerics work completely differently, so you don't get the same restrictions that he does, even though you worship the same god. So
Oh,
that is
okay.
immaterial.
Okay.
The restrictions are about a certain kind of mental discipline. They're not necessarily about like worship practices exactly.
Okay. But we're talking about Numaya the Waters, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready to start doing this?
Yeah, Elendal is able to easily get the rope anchored.
Very good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go.
We may be able to successfully handle the wide, deep river monster.
Chanmar will cross. He manages to get across. He gets wet, but he's okay. You still need to make an athletics check as you're crossing, but it will be much easier. You're fine.
Athletics.
Yep, athletics. Or acrobatics, whichever one you prefer. Depending on it's whatever method you use to cross, and of course you're going to be using the one that's easier for you. Lucha almost drowns.
This is good to know for on the way back.
And takes 10 non-lethal damage, but you manage to get him across. I'm assuming you're not just going to let him drown, so you haul him out and get him across. And Harold gets across just fine.
Okay. Moving on. I'll stay a bat for now. And you guys can see that there is all sorts of cave across this way to explore. So the sap babies aren't really bothering us. What is this? Is that like a cave-in, or what is that?
Those piles of rocks, yeah, that's a cave-in.
So we can't get past that?
No, it is completely blocked off.
Okay. Can I see past it with blind? No, probably not.
No. No.
And now that we're here, what do we see about the spores? Anything? Just normal, regular old purple cave spores?
As you get up near the spores, some of the ones on the edge abruptly explode. Guys, quit moving around so much. Quit. Stop.
We have a very jittery party.
Okay, I'm gonna need the 4 of you up there in the room to make me a fort save, DC 18.
Okay, so I have yet to actually land, but I'm guessing the spores go off in response to somebody else.
Yeah, there's a big cloud of spores there now.
Okay. Fort.
Works. The Lucha is about to die. I knew it. Jenny contacted D20 and bribed him to make sure we all get low rolls today.
All right, the spores are horrible, worse than tear gas. You all take 5 torso injuries.
Torso injuries. Okay.
Okay.
As you begin coughing your lungs up. And you feel the spores infiltrating your blood. And you all have, let's see, everyone except for Golwyn is now diseased. And you take 4 damage, just regular damage, and have a -4 to your attack rolls.
Okay, I'm gonna land and figure this out away from the spores. Am I clear of the cloud here? Well clear?
Yes, here I'll do a little drawing.
Okay. The ever famous over here, guys. And I will start to work my little magic wizardry with heal checks, heal the skill, and heal spells.
Okay, I do not see you on the map.
Go east a little bit, just a little bit east.
Cloud of spores is like that. Like that. So you can skirt around the edge of it. It's quite visible. It's a huge cloud of
So if I
green
understand heal skill, I have to start by diagnosing
dust. Yes.
each injury, is that correct?
Yes.
Let me look it up. Testing. Everybody still there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Looking up the heal skill.
Basically, you'll need to take 1 minute to examine each of the people who are afflicted, figure out what's affecting them, and then you can cast the appropriate spell.
Well, it's okay. Oh, jeez, I had it open. Temporal spells. Yeah, oh, I didn't. Heal skill. Dang it. Okay, so basically roll heal skill, right?
Yep.
Okay. Plus 18 to heal. I'm going to start with myself. Beautiful.
Okay, you identify this as mycotoxin disease. It is a disease, so you'll need to heal the injuries by paying the cost to reduce the injuries, and then you will need to actually remove the disease. Otherwise, you will take damage every day and can persist with the minus 40 attack rolls.
Okay. So it's going to be... Where'd the heal spell go? Oh, under defense. Not under defense. I swear to God, I have the heal spell memorized. And I can't find it in the spell list. Let me search. Brilliant. It's because it's not called heal, it's called cure. Idiot. Okay, heals one injury to all locations or removes one diagnosed location injury or removes one diagnosed poison or disease condition. So that's going to be, we've got 5 each, right?
Yep, that's going to be a lot of points.
That's going to be 6 points each, if I'm reading that correct, right?
Yep.
6 points, actually 7 by the time I heal the damage. 7 times 4 is 28. So I will be at 43 spell points by the end of that. But everybody is cured of the injuries to their torsos. 5 injuries to the torso. The hit points are back and the disease is gone. And I'm down to 43 spell points.
Did you spend spell points for curing the disease on me in that calculation? Because I was not
I did.
disabled.
Okay. Then I've got 1 back. Alrighty. Hazardous, these cave things. Okay, back to bat form. There's another 2 spell points. And we're going to make double sure not to get close to any spores anymore. And continuing on through the cave. And you say this looks like somebody's garden.
Yep, it looks like basically you see where big stacks of timber were put together and mushrooms are deliberately planted. There's neat demarcations between different species. Lots of different interesting. Some of these look pretty rare and unusual.
Okay. Is everybody kind of caught up?
Not yet. I got to move my map.
Chanmer is. I'm just continuing to follow left wall until I see something that looks hazardous. Boy, lots of sap babies. Hopefully those don't, like... Nobody get them wet. Sorry, wrong movie.
Don't feed them after midnight.
Yeah, don't feed them after midnight. So just keep... I'm scouting ahead. Just keep following the left wall, guys. It looks like I'm going to end up at the other side of that cave-in. And I do. Anything interesting? On this side of the cave-in?
No, not especially. It's just fallen rocks.
Okay, coming back, following the left wall.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few more trees down here. Some of the trees are dripping absolute rivulets of this bright golden sap, which is what all these little sap babies seem to be coming from.
You know what? I'm going to stop right here. Because it's only one spell point. Or is it?
Yeah, I have no idea where anybody is. All that I see is me on the map in a grayed out area.
I'm going to blow
Yeah,
3
that's the
spell
trees.
points and cast True Seeing right here just to see what I see. You should just be able to keep following the left wall and end up where I am.
Yeah, the dynamic lighting is being a little slow to update, so you might want to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I have no lighting whatsoever.
You can cast a light spell on yourself, you know.
Well, I did right at the very beginning. I picked up a bunch of rocks and cast light on
Yeah,
them.
he did. He did. So looking at the stat babies and everything surrounding me with True Seeing, do I see anything unusual? Any magic
no, you're
auras?
not seeing any magical auras or anything particular.
No magic. Okay, I'm just going to hold up here until we're all in a group.
Okay,
I
Lucha, do
can
you
see
really
gold.
want to just go wandering off by yourself like that?
Well,
As
I
a
have
bat?
no idea where anybody is.
Okay, Gowan come due
Well, then
west.
stop moving and let the dynamic lighting update so you can see the map.
Lucha come due northeast just a little bit. You should see Gowan and me. I do not see anybody else. I have done nothing but follow east wall, so... Sorry, left wall. Zooming out, do I see anybody else? I do not see Ellen, yeah, I don't see Ellendal, or there's Ellendal. We're only missing Harold now. There's Harold. Okay. Regrouped, literally. And I was following Lucha. You actually came from somewhere else. You came from where I was going to go. So I'm guessing there's a circle down here. So I'm still following left wall. And that does look like a loop down there. More sap babies.
I don't get why Lucha is half transparent.
And we're back. It looks like we're back at the river. So turning around at the river and going back north. Still following left wall.
The camera's frozen up. Because they're moving around way too much.
I really hope there's a shrine at the end of all this. No, it was just a rumor. I'm going to stay well clear of that red thing. What is it?
Give me a minute. The webpage crashed because you guys are moving around way too much.
Okay.
You need to calm down.
We're in the.
Give
I'm
it a
a
minute.
bat. We're now kind of in the middle of that big cave we were just entering, And there's what looks like a giant red pile of poo on the west side of that cave that I'm curious about.
Yeah, this is just more plantings. This big garden.
Okay.
area.
So just part of the garden. Okay, proceeding north. Still on the left wall. More north, now going east. Still on the left wall. Still scouting as a bat. More east, now heading southeast, still along the left wall.
I love how no
That
one's
looks
being
like a
like, oh, and
chamber
I
up
identified
ahead
these mushrooms. I even
a
said
tree in
some
it.
of these are rare.
Right, Jenny?
Hmm?
Still following left wall. Wending eastward, now northeast. I think the whole thing just if you use arrow keys, the website seems to handle that better. I'm going to stop right here and wait for people to catch up. I'm still following left wall, and I'm now northeast.
Okay,
and
I see
heading
him
more
now.
north. And we've got
So we're still
Golem,
waiting on.
Lucha. Still waiting on
Elendil was. Excuse me. Elendil was right down there with all the sap babies.
I don't see Harold either. There's Harold.
All right, I do not know where you guys are.
Do you see Chanmer? Chanmer is there.
I've got you.
Okay. We are.
Yeah, just go straight north.
There we go. Back together again. Okay. More. A wandering we will go. What am I seeing here? Just more passageway. Is there any significance to the darkened tint of this floor?
No, it's just basically a deeper pit. It's pretty dark. It's a dead end.
Okay. We fly to the dead end, scout it completely with blind sense, turn around, and go back. Nothing unusual about the dead end?
It's a dead end.
Run! It's a dead end! Run for your lives.
Okay,
Okay,
my
more
page
left.
is having a problem. We've got to refresh it.
Okay, I'm just going to stay right here to make sure nobody misses this little tiny turn. There we go. Heading due east now. Into the big easternmost cave. I see Lucha. Golwyn's right there. Now going northeast. There's Harold.
This room looks like it was turned into a workroom and someone was living here for a while, but it is quite dusty and abandoned.
And there's nobody here. Thoroughly scouting with sight and blind sense.
I'm going to do a quick detect magic.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Okay. You don't see anything magical here.
Okay. So dusty and occupied room. And a search reveals nothing. Do I have scent?
If you want to roll perception, yeah, you can.
Okay. I should do that.
You do notice that there is a box, looks to be full of papers next to the bed.
Well,
I'll go look at that.
You betcha.
Ellendale, can you detect to see if there's? Well, mind you, if we know there's papers in there, then obviously we don't have to detect traps on the box.
It's gadgets for traps, right?
Yeah.
No, it is perception to find traps. Gadget is for disarming them. You're not noticing anything particularly. It's not like a locked box. It's just like a cubby hole or a shelf. It's just
Okay.
just to keep them together. It's not locked or anything like that.
So I'm going to start looking at the documents.
All right, you look through the documents. It looks to be a bunch of notes on growing and different species of mushrooms, and a few minor personal notes. One of the notes is that this place is particularly congenial to the growth of mushrooms and slimes, and also notes that he had a run-in with something dangerous to the southeast, just past what he calls the crystal trees, and that it almost killed him. So keep an eye out for large stalagmites.
We haven't seen anything like that yet, correct?
Nope.
Okay, I'm on the move. Scouting as a bat, heading south and then east. Out of the big chamber to the south, into a passageway to the east. And I see a chamber with a bunch of bones up ahead, so I'm going to stop right here.
Okay, stop right there, yeah.
Yeah, because Golwyn and I are at a chamber
And
with a bunch of bones.
for me,
but I don't-
Listens is not moving at all on the map.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not updating.
Huh. I'm roughly 20 feet northwest of that chamber with the bones.
Oh, yeah, I see on the map now.
Do look like large stalagmites.
There are a lot of not exactly stalagmites here, but chunks of battered rock all over the ground, and the ceiling is thick with stalactites.
I'm going to do a perception with a blind sense to see how stable all of these stalactites are.
They do not appear to be firmly attached. It may come crashing down if there's loud noises or movement. And I lost Chanmir's token somewhere.
Oh, that might be a good way to kill something. Loud noises.
Yeah. Yoo-hoo, halflings. No. We won't do that. Well, rather than have these rain down on us, I'm more of a mind to actually make a loud noise.
Which I believe I can do.
Kind of like a minesweeper, or you know how they set off avalanches in the mountains?
Well, there's a cantrip called Signal. Produces a very loud noise that can be heard anywhere within a mile. Sleeping creatures capable of hearing the noise get +5 circumstance bonus on the perception check. Creatures not expecting the noise get -2 on all initiative checks within the next minute.
Try it.
Yeah. So I will go ahead and give it a try.
Alright, where are you gonna cast it at?
The middle of that chamber?
Yeah.
That's about right. Can you see your ping when you do that?
I can.
Huh, I can never see my own pings.
Alright, you cast a spell. There's an ear-shattering boom, and hundreds of little pieces of stone come showering down from the ceiling. However, when you look, it looks like there's just as many up there as there were before.
Try it one more time.
Okay, so I'll give it one more go.
But before he does it this time, I'm going to look really carefully and conduct a little bit of science and kind of look at a 5-foot square patch and actually count the number of stalactites. Because what I want to know is after he does this, if they're actually replacing themselves magically or something like that. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, you cast another ear-shattering boom, and a bunch of these little sharp points fall down, and you see that there are even more underneath them, like shark teeth, just layers and layers of these little sharp stones, seemingly.
Huh, so they're not being magically replaced. There's just a near infinite number.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I can get across silently. I don't know what that means for everybody in the armor, though. What we could do is, damn, if only we had the canoe. The canoe held upside down over us would be perfect here.
Canoe pretty much solves everything.
It does, especially when we don't have it with us.
Jenny, is there like a rock around that? I want to say like basketball size that we could use just to toss in that room?
Yeah, you can find loose stones here, no problem.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Shape Stone, turn it into a sphere. And it looks to me, from what I can see from where I am, there's almost like a path down the middle. I want to roll it down that path, and I want to see. The idea is to see if everything falls down from the ceiling again.
Yep. It makes a terrible racket, and lots of little sharp bits of rock come raining down.
Okay, so I'm going to do something the size of a baseball. Same deal.
You hear a bunch of clattering noises, and still more stuff falls down.
I do not seem to have any spells that would shelter us from stuff falling. Nor does it obviously seem that we could go around. In fact, going around would end up with us back at the river. Harold could just walk across underneath his shield, I suspect. Do we have any other shields?
I have a shield.
One.
I think I can get across silently as a bat with no problem. Harold can get across under his shield. Golwyn can get across under his shield. And then that gap.
Well, how hard do these things fall down?
Hard.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're all poisoned is the problem. With a very potent nerve toxin. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's roughly 30 feet across this spiky area. So we could just throw the shields back to whoever doesn't have a shield, and I'll walk across underneath them.
Or what size are the shields? Can two of us go at a time under a shield?
That would have to be like a tower shield, would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't think my shield's big enough for that.
Hang on one sec.
Anybody mind if I go across just to scout a little bit? We could, I mean, we could tie a rope onto the shield and then just drag it back. But a 30-foot toss shouldn't be. Jenny, I'm in bat form, just so you know. And I'm flying around.
Is there really poison on those?
No, I was joking. Sorry. I'm just scouting, and I'm going. Do you see me moving, Jen?
Yep. As you're flying, you're not really encountering anything particularly nasty.
What about that red patch right up ahead? Is that anything?
Give it a minute. It's
Or is
taking
it-
a bit to identify. Stop. You're starting to smell a really foul and nasty odor that's clawing at your throat.
And then let's just turn around. We don't need to encounter foul and nasty raw odors. Okay, so there is a chamber up there. I don't know whether it has other entries to it. And I'm going to come back where I'm sitting right here. Are there any stalactites above me?
Yes, basically where all those lumpy rocks are is the whole zone that the stalactites fall in.
So I'm now across, and I'm in the passage exactly opposite. Are there still stalactites over?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, when you get to that passage, there's no more. That passage marks
Okay.
the end.
So I'm across. If Harold and Goldwyn can come across and simply throw their shields back, we can just shuttle across underneath the shields. Unless somebody has a better idea. I don't see anything other than the obvious canoe in the party loot that would really help.
I mean, I can shape material, so I could probably. It says 5 feet of solid material, so I could probably grab, a stone that's that big, and form basically for lack of a better term, a cone hat to put above me. Now, when these things hit the ground, are they shattering? So
yes.
would we have to deal with?
There's-
So we're going to have to deal with splinters on the bottom too.
Yeah, there's shrapnel flying everywhere.
If you're wearing shoes, though, do you have to worry about damage to your feet as you cross?
Well, damage to your legs also.
Jenny, is the hazard just from up top, or is there also from the bottom?
Basically, you're gonna have to make a reflex save, even if you hold your shield up.
Okay, gentlemen. Healer's waiting on the other side.
So we're just going west-east.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see where I am, you're going east, west, east. Sorry, east, southeast.
Yep.
You know what I can do?
What can you do?
What is the range on it? Hold up, guys. Let me find out the range on something.
Oh, I know what I can do.
Close is how far? 30 feet?
It's 25 feet plus 5 feet per 2 levels.
Okay. So you guys are all within range. Everybody, right before you come across, I'm going to spend one spell point to give you false life, which will last 5 rounds and will give you 8 temporary hit points. So
Okay,
if you take damage,
if I understand this correctly, I get 3 actions, and I'm trying to see 1, 2, 3.
sorry, 10 temporary hit points.
So I'm going to wait for everybody else to go across.
Why don't we have one person go across, see how much damage they take, and then I can modify the false life. I can do up to like 50 hit points.
But
So
I'm thinking I can blink 10 feet. There's no verbal, there's no semonic. It's just basically I'm thinking to myself, I want to go 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet.
So Crash had 10 temporary hit points and made it across.
Yes, Harold is able to creep slyly across without disturbing anything.
Okay. Who's next? Golwyn?
Unless he wants to give his old man the shield.
Well, you should be able to sneak across too, being the, piss poor thief that you are.
Casting false life on Golwyn. Paging Golwyn. There he is.
If you want to try to be quiet, you need to roll stealth. Otherwise, I'm going to need some reflex saves. Alright, Golwyn is not sneaky enough. So make me a reflex save, please. Elendal makes it across no problem. And
So I'm just going
Golwyn does not have a reflex save, so
Didn't he roll an 11 on reflex?
yeah, he doesn't make the reflex save.
Okay.
So you take 49 damage from falling rocks.
Good lord. So that's 39 because that eats up 10 temporary hit points to start with. Let me see how much I need to do to heal you. Cure. Alrighty. 4 spell points, and you're cured for 40 points, so you're back up to full. Let me update that. Down to 32. Chanmer and Lucha, and let's
so much of this place.
let's give you guys. No, we'll stick with. Actually, how many hit points do you guys have?
Me, I have
Um,
50.
Lucha has 50.
no,
Let's give you
no. I have 35.
35. Let's give you 50 temporary hit points. So,
Well, okay.
unless you think you can just teleport across somehow.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is I was just gonna blink, so I can blink 10 feet at a time.
But then, that's going to be 3 blinks
Yeah,
to get across.
But casting the spell will make enough noise to cause the ceiling to fall on you. So you'll
What? Okay,
you'll
and
cut
I
out
guess
some of the damage, but not all of it.
Blink
okay,
has
because
no
there's
verbal
no
or
verbal or
semantic
semonic
component.
components.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be fine then.
Okay. So, do you want a false life or not?
I mean, yes, I'll take it in case something screws up, but
Okay, let me give you an extra 20 hit points.
okay. See, I'm gonna blink once, twice, 3, 4, and there's my 5th time.
Yep, you're safe there. And Chanmer just bites the bullet and comes across and then heals himself up.
He's welcome to heal the rest of us at any point if he'd like. I've burned through roughly
That's
2/3
not why
of
he's here. He is not here to do the adventure for you. He's just coming along.
I need
He's
to.
gonna be in sore shape if we all die.
Yeah, I need to take about a 10-minute break for bio and go check on my father-in-law, call my wife. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I was just gonna say, do you guys all mind if we take a 5 or 10?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So
We
back
kind of
at,
need to end at about 11:30. So.
okay, let's try and be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
we're doing this, I have a chance to get a new map.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep, we'll get started again when everyone's back.
I am here. I never left.
Yeah, you've been married, so you're never right either.
Mm-hmm.
So I made 14 on my bear druid today.
Great.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up Ravenloft set and do them all on Elite. See where that gets me. Because I think at 15 I can start doing Sharn on normal.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And actually, I'm still in bat form. I'm going to fly around this room to the south. Are you there, Jenny?
Yep, I'm here. Hang on just a second.
Just to see where the room goes.
Oh, in the stalagmite room?
Yeah, because there was a passage out to the north, actually. But there was some chemical weapon deployed up there, so I didn't go very far. And south, there's more to be explored to the south. But I'm just going to turn around and come back to the party.
Yeah, we lost all the stuff. Oh, yeah. All the map that we have explored is gone now.
Oh, sadness. Yeah, you're right. Well, there wasn't much happening on that map anyway.
No.
We have a big sense of where the halflings and the woes are, and the river.
Still not happy with the halflings.
No, but, other than a much better educational system, what are you going to do?
Kill them.
I
Well,
was going to say, you guys probably just want to turn them into halfling meat.
I was thinking I was going to turn them into mushroom fertilizer, but that's just me.
Yeah, there you go. Who?
Yeah, I'm not big into the cannibalism.
Who's not back yet?
I'm not a halfling.
Goldwyn's back. Lucha, I heard Elendal. So we need is Adam back?
Mm-hmm.
And Jenny?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Ready to go.
We're ready.
Proceeding along the left wall, as we do. Still flying in bat form with occasional stops on the ceiling, just to sonar the crap out of things. Yeah, I wonder how we lost that whole, all the explored area.
You guys
I
are
see.
starting to smell the foul. Stop! You're starting to smell the foul odor again.
Okay, I'll stop and
It's
turn
real
around.
strong up this passage.
Anybody have it? So I can, I think, go without breathing for a long, long time. Hold breath for double duration. But I don't think I want to go in there. It's not like we can hold the ritual in there if that's where the ritual chamber is. So turning around and going and continuing to follow left wall, now going northeast. You guys see me?
Are we talking foul as in like rotten decay, or foul as in like
As in
acidic?
damaging.
Yeah, that's what the sense I was getting to. So it's starting again right here.
Yeah, you're getting that stink again.
Turning around.
Is it the same smell though that because when we were in that swamp all the way in the south, there was kind of like that acidic barrier?
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Oh,
And that's just a dead end.
that could be worm related. And there was no way past that in the swamp to the south.
Nope.
Is it worth trying to scout in that area?
No, I'm just trying to see if we can make a connection if it was similar.
Yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of wonderful magic treasure in there, but I'm not sure how we'd even go in there if we wanted to.
Yeah, I gotta find that third edition. No, first edition D&D. They had a spell that was like Magic Eye or something like that.
Yeah. Or well, does anybody have Scry?
That is a
I
spell.
do, but it's not memorized.
Yeah. Okay.
You're thinking of clairvoyance?
Either one.
In 5e, there's a spell that literally lets you make like a magic invisible eye or ear called clairvoyance.
Yeah, it was in second edition or first edition too.
That sounds like something that would be in the utility spells. And I don't see it. Not clairvoyance, not in the temporal spells.
Nope, just scry. Scry and locate
And
for mostly.
Scry means a creature known to you. It's not a way to just scout ahead. Okay. Continuing to bat around.
Of course, if you have any elixirs of poison resistance, that might enable you to go in there for a brief time and see what's up.
We don't. I think we did at one point, but I don't have them in party loot now.
I think you used them
I think we did.
when you fought the
In that
dragon.
fight. Yep.
So we're going to
There's-
continue to the east.
Yep. Eastward and northward along the left wall. Now more northerly.
Completely bypassed my entire dungeon.
There's the other side of the
This
cave-in.
thing
Anything
is
interesting?
shitload of loot. Nope, it's just a fallen-in passageway.
Turning around and going now straight north. Still following the left wall. And now east. Big open chamber up here. I'm gonna wait for you guys here
Give me 1 second here.
just to make sure that we're all together. There's Elendal, there's Harold. Why am I down in hit points? Oh, because I forgot I healed myself.
As you guys start to get up there, and hang on, slow down.
It looks like we are all here. I see Golwyn, me, Harold, Lucha, Chanmer. Where's Elendal? He's probably underneath something.
I'm right on top of you, so you're on top. There, I'm next to you now.
There, I got you.
Elendal notices that this chamber up ahead looks particularly unstable, and it may collapse.
And no one's stable because that's my preferred woman.
Can I pick up anything with blind sense or sonar with regarding to where it's likely to fracture?
Not really.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna fly across. just so we know what we're getting into. Is it the whole chamber?
Yeah. It's not holding together well.
Okay. I'm going to stop here and wait for everybody to catch up because this looks like another big chamber coming up. What's
Yeah,
the black?
that looks like a tunnel leading down.
Okay.
And in fact, it looks like smooth worked stone, so you have a suspicion that this might be what you're looking for.
Oh, yay. Way back up north in the chamber that was unstable, I see kind of a smooth wall on the northernmost part of that chamber, and it looks like there's a gap to something beyond it. Is that real, or is that an artifact of something?
That's an artifact of the map.
Okay. Okay. Well, so how do we get so we think that if we just tromp across, it could collapse.
Yeah.
The whole chamber.
A good portion of it, yeah. You might end up buried.
Okay, hold tight, guys. Let me scout around and see if there's something else that connects up here. This misty stuff. Is that misty stuff?
It's just heavier stone. It's a dead end.
Okay. So the chamber with worked stone that probably leads down into the shrine, or could, has no other entries or exit than the big collapsible chamber that I just flew through. Is there any way to teleport to me and avoid the chamber entirely?
I can blink
That only works 10 feet, though, right?
10 feet per. Yep.
Does it go through walls?
Yes.
Yes.
However, the caveat to that is you can blink 10 feet, but if there's, like if I tried to go 10 feet south, I'd be in the middle of a wall. I would be kicked out back to where I started and take major damage.
Okay, so there's nothing of this end chamber where the tunnel down is. There's nothing within 10 feet of that, so we couldn't blink in here even if we wanted.
No.
Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I recommend flying in here as a bat.
Well, if anybody wants to make like a gadgets or similar check, you can try to shore up the walls a little bit.
How big is the chamber?
Why is the grid
You
not showing
know,
very well?
how so the passageway into the chamber, how stable is that?
It's pretty solid.
So I wonder if we could just intentionally collapse the chamber and then I could giant badger dig us to the place we want to get. You know what I mean? We've done that before. I dug us. It was in the Cobalt Adventure.
You could try digging a path over here.
Ah, okay. Let's do that. So I'm gonna spend a point turning into a giant badger, and I think I can just tunnel straight west through the wall. So I'm going to try that. That's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 feet of dig to go straight west through that wall that I'm positioned in front of right now.
Go ahead and make me a survival check to make a tunnel that's solid enough for people to go up and through.
Survival. And I'm in the wilderness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Survival is 13 plus 3 for being in the wilderness, so 16. 28.
Good tunnel. Good.
All right, you dig a tunnel.
Okay, turn around and follow the left wall back, and you'll hit my tunnel. I'm going to type that into chat just so.
Okay, just because of the nature of the map and the fact that we cannot go through walls.
Here, I'll move you guys.
See? Easy.
Can you move me as well, please? Thank you.
I'm sure I would have thought of that eventually, but thank you for suggesting it, Jenny. Saved us some amount of time.
And this goes down, presumably, to another map.
Yep.
Presumably, are there stairs? Or is it just
Nope.
a hole?
It's just a hole.
So we need
It's about a 10-foot drop.
You know, the bummer about not having our previously explored map is I don't have a great sense of what we left unexplored. I think it was mostly river and the halfling area.
Oh,
Yep.
and we had a whole passage at the south because we went to the left. There was
Yeah.
a path. There was a path to the right.
Yeah, there's a considerable portion of this that is still unexplored.
We can do it
Okay.
on our way out.
You can.
I'm gonna ping down there with blind sense as a changing back into a bat. Okay, is it at least 40 feet down?
No, it's like 10 feet down.
It's a 10-foot drop.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just climb down then.
Yeah.
Alrighty, give me a second here to get you guys on the new map.
We have defeated the evil
Map
river,
one.
the terrifying cavern, the stalactites of doom.
You totally missed all the loot.
But nobody died. Well, thanks for saying that. Now Elendal's gonna insist on us going back.
I know what I'm doing.
I'm not the loot whore here.
Yes, you
Lucha.
are.
Lucha is the loot whore. I will just
It
steal things.
resembles that remark.
At some point, we should probably find someplace to rest. I am now, I'm under 30 spell points, which is, one good 50-point heal is 5. So, one more blundering into spores and I'm out.
Well, you're in this tunnel.
We're in a tunnel.
Okay, all that I see is a black screen. Does everybody else see the same thing?
Go all the way to the left.
All the way to the left and up.
This is not
Yep.
nearly as big of an area as before. So do you want to try and power through to get this done tonight?
In the 8 minutes we have left, does somebody really have a hard stop in 8 minutes?
I don't.
Not a hard stop, but I mean, Adam needs to get to bed soonish so that he can get up and work tomorrow.
Okay.
Can you, Jen? Can you give us kind of a time frame of how long you think this will take us to finish up? Will it be
It
enough?
won't take long. It won't take
Okay.
long.
Scouting the left wall as a bat. And
These chambers, aside from being very smooth, well-fitted stone, are really, really empty. There's not even dust down here. It's just empty. However, the walls are inscribed with very faintly glowing runes that look kind of similar to the weird writing that was all over the stones in Stillness's web.
Okay,
I
I'm going
wonder-
to do an Arcanum check to see if, in fact, they are the same thing.
Well, they are similarly indecipherable. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
they seem to have the same effect on him as Stillness's stuff did, where it was actively suppressing any ability to read it or decipher it.
Okay, and I guess where I'm going at, like, there's a difference between Chinese and Japanese writing.
Yeah.
And even to the layman, they know that one is different from the other. Is that
Yeah,
what we'd
but
recognize?
if you've never seen either before, telling which is which would be quite difficult for you.
Right, but if you see two writings side by side, or if you've seen, like Japanese writing before and now you're seeing Japanese writing again, you'd know that they were the same writing. You may not know they're Japanese, but you know that they're the same writing.
It's
And I guess that's what I'm trying to...
indecipherable symbols. You don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's like seeing someone in a mask. All you know is that you don't know.
Okay. It's magic?
Very slightly. It doesn't appear to be doing anything particular.
Following left wall. So heading north.
Oh, hang on. I forgot one thing. Give me just 1 second, guys.
Okay, stopping.
Okay, I'm all set.
Okay. Nothing in that room to the north?
Nope, the chambers are all very, very empty. Everything looks like it was deliberately cleared out of here. There's not a lot of stuff. Like I
Okay.
said, not even really dust.
I asked Chanmer if this is the shrine. I think the shrine should be just ahead. Yay. Ta-da! We're in the shrine.
And yeah, as you get up here, you see a lot of what look to be big clawed footprints on the floor.
CLAWED. Clawed footprints.
Yes.
Okay.
So by big,
How big? Yeah. Oh, this is a survival check, actually.
You estimate that the creature that has these feet is large at the smallest.
I'm rolling survival to see if I can tell what kind of tracks they are. What animal made them, if it's an animal I know.
This looks to be the tracks of another dragon.
Ah, okay.
And as you look closer at the tracks, you catch a smell, an acidic, nasty smell, and you see that they are burned into the stone, as if this creature was particularly caustic or acidic.
Like actually dripping acid.
Yep.
But it looks like an alien too.
Wait.
Okay, left wall means north. That's a dragon up ahead.
That is actually a faintly glowing statue. That is part of the shrine. So you have found the shrine.
A faintly
And-
glowing statue that's not going to attack us or bleed on us or acid or
Yeah.
nothing?
Nope, those are statues.
But, that is a statue too.
Okay.
All right, let's get to attuning.
And
Yeah.
Then
there's
we'll-
a large pool of water, and in the water you see the remains of a very large egg that appears to have recently hatched, and just above it, with fine glowing lines radiating out toward each of the shrine dragon statues, is a giant wavering portal that leads to you don't know where.
Portals are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Odds and evens to see who leaps through.
Well, let's get our discs first. Or
Yes.
not our discs, our
Let's get our soul stones attuned.
You guys
Yeah.
saw what Chalmer said.
But
Can
Hey. well, yeah.
he can attune us now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
However, it is a ritual. It's going to take some time, so he's a
And the
little
red thing is-
concerned about what might come through that portal.
Okay. Then I'm going to suggest he attune us one at a time, and everybody else stand guard, except for
Yep.
the person who's being attuned, I assume.
And we can just go through that real quick. It takes pretty much the rest of the day for him to get you all attuned, but also while he's doing that, you can use the shrine to do a quick rest and replenish your spell points and so forth, as if you rested for the whole day.
Oh, sweet.
That is the
Yay.
other use of the shrines, not just resurrecting fallen adventurers.
Okay, so back up to 86. That's nice. And actually, before I rest, I'm going to cast True Seeing and look around the room, especially at the portal. Do I... so I see all magical effects and their nature. What does that tell me, if anything? The only magical effect in the room is the portal?
Yes, the shrines themselves are magic. They have a very, very powerful positive energy magic associated with them, and that portal in the middle is tied to the shrines, but you've never seen this. You've never seen shrines do this before, basically. This is a new thing.
Okay.
It is a very powerful portal. It's basically teleportation magic.
How do we annotate that we have an attuned soulstone buried in us? Magic items?
It's up to you.
Okay. I've got a bag of spirit weed. Lord knows when or how or why.
That was from the gnome on the boat.
Ah, okay. Attuned soulstone. In chest cavity, essentially?
Basically.
Okay. And I think after we're all attuned, this is a pretty good stopping point. We can
Yes.
wend
Yeah.
our way back out, because I don't trust that we're not going to run into a dragon on the way back out. Or want to explore in the rancid area, or handle the halflings, or the woes, or whatever.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, what I suggest we do, I guess, is, we can go back, because we've done what we were told to do. We'll report about this portal and then maybe, get a little cash for coming back and taking care of it.
Interestingly, when Thom told us that he wasn't sending anybody here because of all of the strange happenings, we haven't resolved or even found the source of any of those strange happenings, really. It's probably not all the one male dryad. It seems like there's other stuff going on.
Perhaps
Yeah.
related to the portal.
Could be.
Perhaps with portal, yeah. Just for sticks and grins, I'll change it into something with a good sense of smell. Do I smell anything other than dragon?
No, the dragon stink is pretty overpowering.
Okay. Okay. Call it there, guys.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for running, Jenny. That was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you
kinda
guys
liking
like
this. I'm trying to
skirted
figure out what-
everything interesting in the caves.
What was that?
Well, it's never too late. She said we skirted everything and just stayed in the caves. So we'll probably find more next week. Okay, till next Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
See you later, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jen, I sent you some spell ideas. Do what you want with them, but they're kind of utilitarian ones.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see everybody next week.
Yes.
Yep, and if you drop by to hang out, I really appreciate it. I hope I catch you again later.